Padma.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start.
Okay.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It's audible now.
It's audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
It's audible.
Okay.
A very good evening to everyone who has joined for today's seminar. I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Thanalakshmi Jagdeesan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physiology, Cherinad Hospital and Research Institute, and also Yoga Acharya S. LLC, Director and Founder of Yogalaya Healthcare Institute, to the seminar. I request Erin ma'am to start the session with the prayer.
Fine, erect, eyes closed. Prayer position. Gajananam Budaganaadisevitam Kapitajambu Palasarabhakshitam Umasutam Shokavinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Padapankajam. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, ma'am. Before beginning the session, I would like to give a very brief introduction about Dr. Thanalakshmi. Dr. Thanalakshmi has completed her undergraduation, post-graduation, and her doctorate in biochemistry, medical physiology, and yoga. She has also completed various certification courses in basic biomedical research, animal handling, and more. She also has professional experience in undertaking theory and practical classes for MBBS, PG, and paramedical students. She is a lifetime member of Indian Association of Biomedical Scientists and Association of Physiologists of Tamil Nadu. Her research areas include neurophysiology, exercise physiology, yoga and naturopathy, brain stimulation techniques, etc. She has also completed various COVID research projects. Her research has been published in various journals, fetching her many research and academic awards. We welcome you to the session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your warm welcome. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Nice. I'll start my presentation. Screen is visible, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
We can make it the bigger screen one. Yeah.
Good evening to one and all. So I'm Dr. Thanalakshmi, Assistant Professor from Department of Physiology, Chettinad Hospital and Research Institute. So today I'll be presenting on mindful meditation for mental well-being. So as we all know, the overall health, we will be concentrating always on our physical health. But what is actually there, no, we will be ignoring or neglecting the mental health. But what is actually important for a person's overall well-being is to have a very good physical as well as mental health. So neglecting one will definitely impact the other. So in today's discussion, we will be concentrating on the mental health and its importance and how this the awareness technique is actually going to help us improve our mental health. So every step what we are actually working towards the mental health is actually going to help us regain the peace in our in our life. So reclaiming our peace, it requires to concentrate on the mental health. So before we move about with the importance of knowing our mental health and how to maintain it, we will have a small test for ourselves, and we check for how this mind how is our attention or mindful attention actually exists. So usually we have a scoring or awareness scale for it. We call it as mindful attention awareness scale. So I would request all the participants to take up this test. This is based on 15 questions. So I will be projecting the questions. So this is based on everyday experiences. So you can take up a paper and a pen. It will be nice if we participate and we evaluate ourselves. So that will show where we actually stand. So can I request the participants to switch on their videos also so that I can see. There are small kids also in the in the session. It's not audible. Okay, I thought I will go about with a scaling system where I can make the participants get involved and to know their mindful attention state. This is a small test what we usually do to check for the mindful attention. The other participants, I think they can take up the small, the test. So I'll tell what test it is and how to evaluate ourselves to check for the mental attention status of ourselves. So you can take up a paper and a pen. So I'm just going to project some statements. It's based on everyday experience. That's it. So you can scale
Ma'am,
it
your voice is
from
breaking, ma'am.
1 to 6. You can evaluate it for yourself. So it's based on your actual experience, like how you take up your everyday activity. So how to scale it? I'll be projecting a question. So you have to give a scale based on this 1 to 6. Okay. So 1 is like almost never, like you have never experienced that, then you rate it as 1. If it is very infrequent, then you rate it as 2. If the statement is somewhat infrequently you're experiencing it, then put it as 3. If somewhat frequently you are coming across that particular experience, then put it as 4. And you are very frequently experiencing this the scenario what I'm telling, then it is 5. And almost always, then you put it as 6. Okay. So the scoring will go like this from 1 to 6. So almost never to almost always. So 1 to 6. So you can make a note of it. So 1 to 6, we are going to rate ourselves. So I'll be projecting 15 questions. So this is based on our everyday experiences. So the adults over in the group can take up the test. So can we start? You
Yes,
can put
ma'am.
your
Yes,
answers in the chat so that it is interactive. So I want to take it as an interactive session.
Yes,
It will
ma'am,
be
you can
nice
start.
if you answer in the chat. Okay. So we have Uma Maheshwari, Ananya. Okay. So we call this as mindful attention awareness scale. So it's going to run from 1 to 6. 1 is almost never and 6 is at most always. So we are going to rate according to this. So here we go. We are going to start it. Okay. So first statement, I could be experiencing some emotions and not be conscious of it until sometime later. Just rate for the first statement. So we have 15 components here in the scale. So the first question is, I would be experiencing some emotions and I'm not be very conscious of it until sometime later. So score it according to 1 to 6. If you have never come across such experience, then put it as 6. If you always have this experience, then put it as 1. And you have the in-between options also. So you rate it according to your experience. Okay. So we'll move on to the next question. I break or spill things because of carelessness. So I'm not paying any attention or thinking of something else, which means I'm not in the present. So I'm doing something very carelessly. So how are you going to rate this? If you often breaking things or doing things in a very careless way, not paying attention to the present, you can rate it. Can we move on to the next question? So question 3, I find it difficult to stay focused on what's happening in the present. So I'm not focused on what is actually happening now. So I find it very difficult to stay in the present. So rate this according to your own experience. Question number 3, I find it difficult to stay focused on what's happening in the present. So you have 6 ratings. So rate the statement according to your experience. You can put the you can write it down in your paper. So question 1, how much do you rate? Question 2, how much do you rate? Question 3, how much do you rate? So you can put it across.
Once again. So guys, we have dropped that random ratio in your WhatsApp group also. So if you are joining through laptop, then it will be easy from your mobile. You can just clarify accordingly. So it will be easy for you to write in your paper or put it over.
I'm not able to hear. Somebody was talking.
Errol ma'am mute-ல இருக்கீங்க.
Ma'am, I was just giving the instructions to them. I have posted that ratio in the WhatsApp group. So that will be easy for them to identify the range easily
Yeah.
doing with laptop. That's why.
Okay, I'll type it here.
I have already shared in the WhatsApp group, ma.
Yes, I will do it.
I did it. Don't worry, I did.
And not able to share it. So I have just shared the picture. Okay, we'll move about to the fourth question. So I tend to walk quickly to get where I'm going without paying attention to what I experience along the way. So I'm not paying attention to my surrounding. So I'm walking very quick to wherever I want to go. This again indicates that the awareness of your awareness with and your connection with the environment. So question number 4, kindly read it. I tend to walk quickly to get where I'm going without paying attention to what I experience along the way. Question number 5. I tend not to notice feelings of physical attention or discomfort until they really grab my attention. So I'm not paying attention to my feelings unless and until it is actually required. I'm putting it across in a very simple word so that you can grade it. Okay, question number 5 is, I tend not to notice feelings of physical tension or discomfort until they really grab my attention. I hope you are rating all these questions. Question number 6. I forgot a person's name almost as soon as I have been told it for the first time. So we call this as working memory or attention, which is lacking. Okay, when I forget a person's name almost as soon as I have been told it for the first time. Question number 7. It seems I'm running on automatic without much awareness of what I am doing. So I'm doing things in a very routine format. I'm doing it without my awareness. If you're doing some activity without your awareness, you have to rate it accordingly. Okay, question number 7 is about your awareness on doing an activity. Are you doing an activity by having an awareness on it, or you're automatically doing it? So rate it accordingly. Question number 8. I rush through activities without being really attentive to them. So I'm doing some activity, but I'm not paying any attention. You can rate this question based on your attention of doing a particular activity. So the rating is done from 1 to 6, as I already told you. So 1 will be like almost never. 6 is almost always. So next question. I get so focused on the goal I want to achieve that I lose touch with what I'm doing right now to get there. So I'm not in the present. Yes. So I'm on future. So if you're always focused on your future and you're not in the present, then rate it accordingly. So I get so focused on the goal I want to achieve that I lose touch with what I'm doing right now to get there. Next question. I do jobs or tasks automatically without being aware of what I am doing. This is similar to the question which we already said, but rate it again. So I do jobs, a task given to me automatically. I'm doing it without being aware of what I am actually doing. But automatically I'm doing it. Which means I'm not in the present and I'm not paying any attention to. Next question. I find myself listening to someone with one ear doing something else at the same time. I find myself listening to someone with one ear doing something else at the same time. I'm not listening to someone or trying to do two activity at a particular time. Next question. I drive places on automatic pilot and then wonder why I went there. I tend to drive places and then I really wonder why I am there. Next question. I find myself preoccupied with the future or the past. I find myself preoccupied with the future or the past. So I'm always thinking about the future or what had happened in the past, which means I'm not in the present. So I find myself preoccupied with the future or the past. Rate the statement as 1 to 6. I find myself doing things without paying attention. So I'm doing things, but not in an attentive mode. Without paying any attention, I'm doing a work. You almost never do it, then state it as 1. If you are very frequently doing it, then rate it as 2. If you are somewhat infrequent, then rate it as 3. Somewhat frequent, then rate it as 4. Very frequent, then put it as 5. Almost always, then put it as 6. The last one is very important. I snack without being aware that I am eating. I snack without being aware that I am eating. Again, rate it from the scale of 1 to 6. So I have actually given you 15 questions. I think you all would have completed the rating. You're supposed to give rating for all the questions. So I've given you 15 questions. So you would have rated all 15. You would have gotten, if you sum it up, no, you will get a score for 15. Yes? mean of 15 items will give you a score. The score reflects on your mindful attention. We call it as mindful attention awareness scale. So all this question was based on your presence in the having an attention in the present. Yes. How many of you were able to rate it at 1 or 2? So if you check your rating scale, yes. So when you check your rating scale in each questions, so if you analyze yourself starting from one question to the another, how many of you were able to get it as 1, 2, or 3? On most of the questions I'm telling. So the analysis has to go in question wise as well as an average score. So if we go for an analysis based on individual questions, how many of you were able to get the scoring as 1, 2, and 3? Which indicates that you have almost never done it. Yes. Padma Priya has said that she has experienced it to be in the first set, that is almost never, very infrequently experienced. Madhumita is also telling that she has she has a very less score. Yes. There's actually a very interesting scale which you can implement in for yourself, and you can also check it in your family members as well. For kids, this is actually not applicable. So you can check it for the adults. So Manjula has said 2 and 3 for most of the questions. Nice to see that most of the people have got their score as 2 or 3, which reflects that they are almost in the present. So this entire scale is on checking your attention. So how far you are traveling in the present. Okay, so why are we bothered about all this? Why do we want to know about the attention? Why are we bothered about the scale right now? Yes, we are talking about the mental health and mental well-being. Yeah, so we will be talking about the mindful meditation as a powerful tool for enhancing this mental health and well-being. So your awareness scale and your mindful attention is actually going to reflect on your mental health. Yes, so if you are having a good score and you are falling on the upper end, I'm happy about it. But there are few people who end up telling that they are somewhat frequently or very frequently they are coming across these questions as positive, where they are actually finding it difficult to have a control over their thought process and jumping into the future or bothered about something which has happened in the past. So bringing your attention to the present is very important. So how is it possible? So we can move about with the technique, which we call it as mindful meditation. Why is it actually important? So as we all know, in today's environment, in today's era, we are actually coming across a lot of stress, anxiety, emotional trauma, right? So we always come across this term stress, anxiety, and all. What does it actually mean? What does it mean? I want to take it as an interactive session. It will be interesting if you give your ideas. So you can type it up in the message, since I'm finding it difficult to get the audio thing. So you can type in the chat box. What do you mean by this stress? Is it really something which is very dangerous? Do you think it's really dangerous? Is it always dangerous? Thoughts going beyond our control. Uma Devi, madam, has given answer telling that thoughts going beyond our control is considered to be stress. Okay. Okay, let me put you across a condition. A person is undergoing not always but essential stresses required. Manjula Suresh Kumar. Okay, yes. So as Manjula madam has stated, essential stress is actually required. So the term stress, when we come across the term stress, we always think it is actually dangerous to our health. But there's something called as EU stress. Yeah. So which is actually required. Why are we bothered about this EU stress? So let me give you a small scenario. What happens when a person is undergoing a physical exercise? When a person is exercising, do you think it's a kind of stress or not? Exercise is a stress or not? You can answer in the chat box. Yes. So, yeah, as Manjula madam has said, exercise is a kind of a stress. So, is it going to bring some kind of good changes in our body? That is a question now. So, what actually happen when a person is exercising? Yeah. So, we have no endocrine system present in our body. Yeah. So, we have this adrenal gland. Yes. So, this adrenal gland is actually located above the kidney. Okay. So, this adrenal gland secretes a hormone which we call it as cortisol. Okay. So, this cortisol secretion will be more. Okay. When a person is undergoing a physical exercise. So, when a person exercises, the cortisol is released, and the cortisol is actually helping your body to cope up this stress in a better way. It brings in some kind of physiological changes inside your body. So it brings in increasing the metabolism inside your body. It brings in carbohydrate metabolism, increases the glucose concentration in your body, which is required when a person is exercising. So when a person is exercising, the cortisol is released in the right amount, and it is going to help cope up that particular demand which is given to our body. Okay. So what happens when a person is undergoing this exercise beyond a point? Yeah, it will raise this cortisol to a very, very higher level, which is again going to bring some body changes, some kind of changes inside the body, which is going to be harmful. Yes. So we say that any kind of stress which is under a set point, we give it as EU stress and it is good for the health. But after a point, it's definitely going to be detrimental to our body. What does this anxiety means? What does it mean? The amount of emotional imbalance. Yeah. You could see that it is again prevalent in today's era. So you could see that the stress beyond a point, a kind of anxiety, emotional disturbances are all commonly prevalent nowadays. So how are we actually going to cope up with all this? So some kind of effective tool is actually required to enhance this emotional trauma, to bring in a good mental well-being. There comes the importance of mindful meditation. So this is not a very new technique. This is an ancient traditional technique. Yes. So this has been in practice from the time of Buddha. So he is considered to be the one who brought out this mindful meditation. Okay. So this is actually going to help us bring in some kind of inner peace. So how do we say it? So it's not just because it was given as an earlier literature. Since it was given in the literature, we are not adapting this particular mindful meditation. This is completely based on scientific validation. Extensive research has been done, and it is validated by the scientific studies, and then the therapeutic benefits of mindful meditation is coming to practice. So it has been efficiently proven to reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, so in case of mental health conditions. So mindful meditation is not just relaxation. It's about bringing the individual to the present and improving an emotional intelligence in a person. So in a way, it's actually going to improvise the overall performance of an individual as well. So training the mind to focus on the present moment is actually what is required. Okay, so that can be achieved with this mindful meditation. So why are we suggesting this mindful meditation? Because it can be practiced by all age group people. So it doesn't require any specific, any specific requirement is not there. So anybody who is willing to cultivate this awareness can practice. So it can be practiced anytime, anywhere. Okay, so it can be incorporated into our daily lives. How can we actually incorporate this into our daily lives? Mindful meditation. Any idea? Yes. Ananya talks about how people get anxious when appearing for an exam or for a presentation. Yes, of course, Ananya. Getting appearing for an exam and a paper presentation, or people becomes anxious. Yes, but again, this can be controlled, or the anxiousness can be controlled actually. Yeah, when you channelize by bringing in this mindful meditation. Be mindful in all things we do. Okay, Manjula. Yes. Accept things as it is through prayer. Okay. So Uma Devi madam has said that through prayer she used to get this mindful meditation. Okay. Now the technique is very simple. You concentrate on the present. You focus on what you are actually doing. That will actually bring down your stress level and your anxiety. That will definitely motivate you towards this mindful meditation. So whatever you do it with your full conscious. You be in the present. Don't bother about what is going to happen in the future or what has happened in the past. Yes. So cultivating this awareness, and implementing it in the day-to-day life is what we call it as mindful meditation. So I think this is a accessible practice. All people can do it, and we can actually cultivate this awareness in adolescence, in adolescent kids. In bringing this in kids is difficult, but in adolescent, in adult can definitely through practice they can cultivate this mindful meditation. Through regular practice, we can definitely bring in self-awareness, and we can bring in a deeper connection with oneself. So this happens when we start practicing meditation. How many of you in the group does meditation? How many of you does meditation? You can put S in the chat box. Okay. There are few people who does meditation. Yeah. Bringing a self-awareness. Okay. So only few are telling us. So I am going to assume that the remaining have not done meditation. Rukmani ma'am has said she is doing it regularly. I'm not aware of the people who are there. So I'm just reading out from the chat box. There are few people who are regularly doing it. Good. Okay. What type of experience you got after you start meditating? The people who are regularly practicing meditation, they know to handle their emotions. Yes, who actually does the meditation in a regular basis, they have a better self-awareness, a deeper connection with oneself. As we started this session, we had an assessment. We assessed ourselves, where we actually stand. We were discussing about how often we are shifted from present to past or present to future, isn't it? So staying in the present is quite important. Yes. So this meditation is actually going to help you stay in the present and have a more control over your emotions. So fostering a great sense of acceptance, which will actually give you a inner peace. Yes. So we saw about the stress, anxiety, and all, right? The adverse effect of stress, it will definitely affect your physical as well as your mental ability. Stress will bring down the cognition. Stress will bring down your physical ability as well. Yeah. So to bring down this stress and to build an inner peace, we definitely we have to shift ourselves towards this mindful meditation. Okay. So this is going to act as a hope towards mental well-being. It's going to offer a transformative path for healing and self-discovery. Okay. So mindful attention, what does it mean? It's a practice that involves focusing one's attention on the present moment without any form of judgment. That's what we call it as mindful meditation. It's quite simple and it can be practiced by everybody at any time. It can be done. Okay. As I was telling you about the origin of this mindful meditation. So early Buddhist texts have shown this mindful meditation and described it as a path of enlightenment. Zen Buddhism, this again plays a central, mindful meditation plays a central role in Zen Buddhism, which emerged in China. And Vipassana meditation is quite common in India. This again involves cultivating awareness of the present moment. So it has for sensation in the body and developing insights into the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature of phenomena. So this is again a kind of mindful meditation. So if you see in the Western psychology, it's given as mindful-based stress reduction program. This again being formulated in a better way. Now few research papers have come across insisting the importance of this mindful-based stress reduction program and how it is helping cope up with the stress reduction and health promotion. So all recent research and the scientific evidences shows the potential beneficial effect of this mindful meditation on reducing the stress and anxiety. Depression again is a big chapter when it comes for the mental well-being. That again can be addressed by mindful meditation. So what is depression? We didn't touch the area. We discussed about stress, what is stress and how it happens, what are the types of stress, and what does the anxiety means, and how it is going to act on the cognitive ability of a person we discussed. What is this depression about? What is depression? You can type it in the chat box. You can say your what do you know about the depression? Okay. Angry, extreme sadness, sorrow, extreme stress, loss of interest, okay. Anything else? Emotions, things not done what we expect, sad emotions, extreme anxiety, go and deep thinking in one problem, prolonged stress and anxiety. When a person keep on think about unfair things happening to them, falls into depression. Tension next level is okay. Next level to stress. Okay. Obsessive compulsion disorder. Okay. OCD. Okay. I'll give you a very small, no, a very crisp explanation of what it is. One moment happy and next moment sad. Crying for no reason. Okay. It's between extremes. Okay. Any other suggestions? Okay. So depression is about shifting of mood, unconditional situation. Okay. So unconditional situation may lead to depression. Okay. According to me now. Okay. It's an extreme emotional drift. So what happens when a person is actually in a depressed state? We could see that the normal he will lose interest on the normal activity. So you can scale it in that way. See, depression is not a disease and it is encountered by every individual at a point of time. Yes. So identifying unbearable situations will lead to depression. Yes, of course. Unbearable situations will definitely lead to depressions. Yes. So see, depression is actually common, and you could see that the individual come across depression in various state, in various stage of their life. Yes. So how you are actually going to cope up with the depression, how are you going to come out of the depression matters. Yeah. So identifying the person in depression and helping them again is very important. Yeah. So see, as an adult, the resilience, the ability of us to come out of that difficult situation is quite easy. If we try to come out of the situation, we can. Yes, as an adult. But in case of adolescence, the depression is actually playing a very crucial role. In today's generation, you could see adolescents entering into depression. We are coming across cases where the college going students, the adolescents are sensing depression. So identifying the depression is again very important. If you are a mother, if you are a sister, and you have adolescents at home, identifying the behavioral changes is very important. Okay, so you have to pay attention to them and their behavioral changes. So what happens when a person is in a depressed state? Very simple. They will start losing interest in day-to-day activities. A very simple, a way of measuring it. When a person is losing his interest on a day-to-day activity, then you could see that he is moving into a kind of emotional drift. So you could see a kind of depression symptoms. So identifying and helping them coming out is again very important. So you can help a person only if you know that the person is under depression. So coping up with the situation, coping up with the difficult situation and coming out of it again is very important. So you could see this mindful meditation helping you cope up with such adverse situation in your life. So any unbearable, any situation which is not favorable to you, you have to come out of it. So that will be facilitated by mindful meditation. So research has actually shown the improvement in such conditions. So now you could see that there is a growing popularity of mindful meditation. Scientific validation has been done. There are numerous studies showing the effectiveness. And as I told you, this mindful-based stress reduction program is quite common. Mindful-based cognitive therapy is again given to improve the cognitive ability of an individual. All this has been integrated into the mental health care program. So in the mainstream psychology itself, we have these programs running. So mindful-based cognitive therapy given to cope up with the cognitive ability of an individual. So there are again wellness programs where this mindful meditation have been implemented. Even in schools and in education sector also, mindful meditation is implemented to manage stress in adolescents and in students. As I already told you, this is quite common. The stress has become a very common, in case of students also. In case of adolescents also, it's becoming very common. So we have to teach them this mindful meditation to cope up with this education related stress also, and it can also improve their focus and bring a kind of emotional regulation. So simple mindful exercise techniques can definitely be implemented in the classroom level to improve their focus and to manage the stress. There are apps also available nowadays. There are smartphones with the mindfulness app available, which will actually help us guide through the meditation technique and bring an awareness on our breathing patterns or breathing exercises as well. So we could see that there is a kind of shift happening and people are becoming aware of this mindful meditation. So let me share one scientific research finding. So this is completely based on a systematic review and meta-analysis conducted based on some 10 random controlled trial of meditation as an intervention. So this was actually done in adults diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, as I told you. So after a kind of stress, when person has come out of that stress, so we call that as post-traumatic stress disorder. So where these adults are given with this meditation as an intervention and they are checked for their results. So a meta-analysis and systematic review was conducted on 10 such studies. And the outcome has shown that the adjunctive meditation intervention, such as mindful-based stress reduction, along with yoga and mantram repetition, like Om chanting, has shown improvement in the patients, and depression symptoms have come down when compared to the control groups. So positive effects were shown in a statistical way also. Statistical significance was shown in these studies. So no adverse effect was reported, which is considered to be the most important aspect. See, when a medication is given to improve this PTSD condition, side effects are quite common. So when it comes to the mindful meditation technique, you could see that it is not having any adverse effect on the patients. So on conclusion, of this systematic review was concluded that the meditation appears to be effective for the patients and relieves the depression symptoms. So it has also enhanced the cognitive functions, increased the self-awareness, and foster a greater sense of overall well-being. Okay. So now, moving on to the practical techniques. So we have seen enough about what is a mindful meditation and what is the significance of it. So we have discussed it, how it has been developed at the time of Buddha, and how it has been commonly incorporated into our day-to-day life in today's era also. And we discussed how it has been implemented in the psychological aspect, how it has shown improvement in overcoming the stressful situations as well. So why don't we practice this mindful meditation? So can we do it now? So can we do this mindful meditation? Can we practice it? So it's no, if you are interested, kindly put yes, so that we can practice it. I'll teach you some techniques. Okay. So you can on your video so that I can see. So happy to see people interested in knowing the simple techniques on how to practice mindful meditation. So as already we have discussed, so it's a very simple technique and you can implement it in your day-to-day life by coming into awareness of what you're actually doing. That's one way of doing it. So I'll teach you some basic small meditation techniques which you can practice. We can adapt a mudra so that it can be more beneficial. So participants can on their video. People yet to on their video, I guess.
Make it stop so that we can start the meditation.
How many of you don't practice any yoga? So I've not practiced yoga so far. Is anybody existing in this group who have not practiced yoga so far? So everybody practices, isn't it? So I can assume like that. Okay. So we can adapt a meditating posture. You can cross your legs and you can sit. So you can cross your legs and you can sit in a meditative posture. keep your spine erect. We are going to adapt a mudra called as Adi Mudra. So, how to adapt this mudra? So, kindly observe. So, you can bring your thumb, okay, here to the base of the little finger, okay. You can bring it here, the base of the little finger, and then just close it, make a fist. Close it and make a fist, okay. Now, place this fist, the closed fist, on the knee. So, you can fold your legs, you can sit straight with your spine erect. You can adapt this Adi Mudra. This is known to increase focus and concentration. It also boosts your immune system. So you can adapt this mudra. Place it on your knee, fist facing upward, and start concentrating on your breathing pattern. Inhale, exhale. Close your eyes and kindly do it. Close your eyes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Concentrate on your breathing pattern. Slowly try to bring your focus to the center in between your eyebrows. Slowly try to bring your focus to the center point in between the eyebrows. Focus on your breathing pattern. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Concentrate on your breathing pattern. Try to keep your focus in between your eyebrows. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, Exhale. Relax. Relax your mudra. Rub your palms together. Place it on your eyes. Rub it over the face and gently open your eyes. So now we have just practiced one round of breathing by adapting the Adi Mudra. As I told you, it's going to increase your focus. So you can adapt and practice. This is a very simple technique which you can practice at home before you start your day, which will improve your focus. So we were discussing about the practical techniques of mindful meditation, on how to focus on breathing, by adapting mudra. We can incorporate this mindful meditation in our daily life. So we have to dedicate time for practice each day. There's no cheat day. We have to practice it every single day. So consistency is the key. So we have to consistently practice to establish a mindful meditation habit. So this can also be practiced along with other wellness practices like your exercise. There will be people who believe in exercise, only exercise. So they can also incorporate this mindful meditation in their routine. So we can bring it as a wellness approach. So we can practice yoga along with this meditation. We can bring in a healthy eating habit and a good sleep pattern. So sleep again is a big chapter where we will discuss about how this inadequate sleep brings in lot of cognitive decline in an individual and how far it is going to promote this stressful situation. Yeah. So healthy eating, adequate sleep, yoga practice, all this has to be incorporated in day-to-day activity, just like how we brush every day. Yes. So incorporate mindful meditation into your lives and definitely explore its benefits and teach your family members as well. That's again very important. So in the pursuit of success, don't ever forget to nurture your mind. So that becomes the foundation, isn't it, on which all your achievements stands. So peace is more important. Yeah. So we have to definitely spare some time to work on our mental well-being. So with that, I will end my presentation. So the summary of this entire presentation is on how to practice this mindful meditation for mental well-being. Hope you would have understood about the importance of the mental well-being as well. and the importance of mindful meditation.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions. Any questions you have to get clarified?
Ma'am, what is the basic timing you recommend for meditation for
Can you
everyday?
please type it in the chat box? Since I have some problem with the audio, I'm not able to hear
Yes.
clearly. So can you please type it in the chat box so that I can
Yes.
answer it?
Yes.
Was the session useful to the audience? I request everybody to practice it. So in no, it is in a scientific aspect also. We are actually working on this mindful meditation in adolescent group also. It's actually coming out well. So we are yet to publish the papers as well. So as a person who is looking into the output, no, I would definitely recommend to practice mindful meditation.
What is the minimum time required for doing this meditation?
Yes. So the minimum time, as I already told you, this can be incorporated into our daily life. So any activity you do it with your focus and do it in the present. That becomes definitely no a good habit of mindfulness. That is one way. The other way, when you want to adapt a mudra, as I already told you, want to concentrate, no improve your focus and attention, you should definitely practice no the breathing technique, which I actually told you, that can be adapted for 15 or 20 minutes in a day. So not more than that, that is enough. So you can adapt the Adi Mudra, concentrate on your breathing pattern. No, do it for 15 minutes a day before you start up your day. Like that's how we are practicing. We are implementing this practice in our college in adolescent students. We are giving them this mindful meditation in the morning before they start with their sessions. So it's given as a 20-minute session. So with a 5 minutes break in between as well. So we give this Adi Mudra and another Mudra also they are practicing, which we call it as Linga Mudra. So Adi Mudra and Linga Mudra together, they are doing it for a duration of 20 minutes.
What are the asanas useful for doing scientific meditation, or Padmasana alone can be used to do?
Any meditation posture can be adapted, but I would recommend going for Padmasana. If Padmasana, full Padmasana is actually not possible, Ardha Padmasana is also fine. That will again be helpful in bringing this meditation. No, after adapting the mudra, definitely adapting a meditation posture is important. So you can go for Padmasana. We recommend Padmasana.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any other question?
Everyone enjoy it. Okay.
Thank you, Akka. It's really mind-blowing session
Ma'am, can
today.
you
Like
please type
meditation
it so
and
that
the scoring sheet was
can you
really
please
nice.
type
So I
the
could able to
questions so that
understand. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you for giving a very positive feedback for this session?
Thank you, Dhanalakshmi ma'am, because it is a very short time I called her. And we always plan many things in our workshop every time. It doesn't matter of sense how many people are there in the workshop, being a very less count, but when it is going to reach in a proper way and in a very comfortable way to understand in what way of concept we are stepping forward this workshop, I think it has been taken today. And yesterday it was about the pregnancy session, and today it was about the mindfulness. And really to say thank uh, many ways, because the Lakshmi ma'am has been doing many research. Actually, today Padma Priya was finding difficulty to cut short the 16 page of resume. Okay, randomly I used to say my resume is little bit bigger to make it in cut short with 3 pages. But her resume is been already with 16 pages. So it's really very difficult to cut short the profile to make it very simple when our work and research has been beyond the limit. So this has all been the dedication and the hard work. And out of all these things, the passion and interest about what we are doing through. So on this case, this Women's Day celebration by Yogaya Healthcare Institute being taken, stepping forward in each and every aspects of life for the human well-being. And that is why we had mindfulness meditation. Hope you all enjoyed and got relaxed.
Yes.
Yes.
It is like I am ready for the next day.
You are ready for the next day. That's good. Okay, right. Padma Priya.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to address the participants. It was again a very nice session for me. I could see people engaging themselves with the activities and all. It was not able to put forth in a better way. Had some technical issues here. Otherwise, it would have been even more better. We'll do it in an offline mode. I prefer doing it in an offline mode. We'll do it in some other day.
So we have multiple options here. So one person is here from Saudi Arabia. I have one of my students who is from Sri Lanka. She's for a week for a while in here in Chennai. So we have people from different part of the country also here. So that's why we preferred it to the online session. But sure, for the offline, we will make it as early as possible to make it very wonderful.
Ma'am, last time I came for the session, Elanga sir came. You remember the session we had? Workshop we had 2 days? Yeah, but we have to have it again. I have to get the best thing, best demonstrator award. So you need to teach me advanced asanas more.
Sure, Ananya, I will do it. It's a very thankful thing. Ananya was my junior in the college when I'm doing my PhD. So from the day one onwards till now, whatever the programs has been conducted, really she was the first one to get actually to register the event all the time. Whenever I post something, she is the first one to register for that event. Until now, she will be having attentive participation in all the things. So it was really wonderful session. Padma Priya can say the content of the things for the next day. Padma, are you there? Okay, some connective issue. All right. So probably this is the thing, since we have been crossing second day, hope you all been enjoyed and it been interesting thing. So we have another 3 more days to go. And tomorrow we have a yoga therapy session for women disorder. So kindly request, and also you can invite any of your friends to enroll to this program and they also can join this. And a very beautiful thing to have or to enjoy or to celebrate the moment of womanhood. I will say this is not a one day program or a one day enjoyment or one day to be. It is on 24 into 7, 365 days, because they keep on work when all people get rest, where women are not getting rest at any cost. So somewhere the other now it has been a modernization. Even people are not coming out of the place, since this online mode helps many people to get connected and to know many things through this online mode, to improve your knowledge and explore with this knowledge. So thanking you, Dhanalakshmi ma'am, once again on this, on behalf of all of you and behalf of Himalaya Healthcare Institute. Right. Thank you so much for making this session. Right.
And even yesterday's session, like Rukmani ma'am took, it was really nice. It was about pregnant women.
Yes. So that is what the liveliness we are taking from. So we will go with the end prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve shantu nirama, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashantu kapad. Loka samstam sukhino bhavantu. Sha, sha, sha. Thanking everyone for today's wonderful presence, and we'll all meet you tomorrow for the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.